Hey, Wes, guess what?
What's up?
I didn't hit the countdown. I just hit go live. Wow, we
Oh,
started this off with a squirrel stream, West.
yeah. Well, there you go. We're just right
Right
out,
off
right
the
right out
bat.
there.
It's like, holy crap. I mean, I just like, what the heck? I like, oh crap. Now I've got myself echoing because one of my tabs is not muted. There you go. Oh, what a disaster. Well, it's okay. It's not because we got the great West Kagle in here tonight. West, how are you doing?
Doing all right, doing okay.
Hey, we got so casual and comfortable. We say screw the formalities and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's on cool. Yeah. So
Oh,
anyway, so we've been getting to hang out a lot lately with the squirrel streams and stuff like this.
yes,
So
sir.
it's like really tonight, folks. It's going to be more a little bit. We're going to learn a little bit more about Wes, see what he wants to talk about, see what he likes, and things like that. So we're going this Chillin with series is really focused on the guest and stuff. So all right, well we got the great West Kagle. Shall we say hello to the people in the chat, sir?
Absolutely,
All right, we got
absolutely.
Legatus Legionized starting off here. Guess what? And I got to tweet it out that we are live now, actually. So we are live. Good to see you, Legatus. It's always a stream. Uh, let's see. All right. I'm sorry. Wes, don't you think this is really predictable and typical of? I am so sorry that I messed up so badly tonight, but
Uh,
hey,
it's all good, man. It's all
I
good.
know. I know. Well, hey, at least that's why we're not professionals. We're hackers.
Oh yeah. I'm not even good enough to be considered a hacker.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Let's see. Who's that nut of a guest we have? It's the great Wes Kagle, featured by his bear friend, the Snortopoopas Cuber.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you, Snortopoopas? Yeah, he was a king of memes and comedy out there for us.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, just dealing with the last second. I'm all over the place. Sorry. But West Kagle, we were going to have fire tonight. We were going to be fun. Oh, there's a big space bar in there. It's like StreamYards took one of the normal reading paints and it's just completely white. Somebody must have
Oh,
said something really crazy. So
oh,
we
really?
got Fallout. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It was awesome. But yeah, Fallout Dave is here. Good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well, Fallout Dave. We're going to have fun tonight with all these great people out here. Let's see. Share out the stream. Buddy Hepburn, howdy to you, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you tonight. Hope you are doing well. Everybody, make sure you, like I said, Buddy's usually one of our first, and some of the mods also make sure you hit like, subscribe. Yeah, exactly, Legatus. I bet you haven't seen that before. But hey, but I tell you what, West. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No, that new music. What do you think of that new intro music?
Uh, eh, I, I'm indifferent about it. I mean, the other one was better, but
Yeah,
this one is just. But I often ask, when they change something and it's either just neutral change or it's a downgrade. It's like, why? It wasn't broken. Why are you fixing it?
yes, I know exactly. We get used to that. Some of us old people don't like changes like that.
No, yeah,
Come
absolutely.
on, it's like dang it. So
Yeah,
I get my rhythm. You get pumped into that bad music, and it's all good. And then
yeah,
all of a sudden they change it on you. Like, damn it, Mark.
yeah,
We're still
yeah.
gonna
Well,
blame him for
that
that.
this goes back before. I don't know how long StreamYards has been a thing, but I mean, in the early days of YouTube, it was
Hmm.
they were changing stuff all the time, and every time the whole the YouTube community, all of them, and no matter
But
what your opinion was, we're up in arms about
But
it.
that song was always the same on every stream. And
Yep,
before the
yep.
day, nobody customized. It was just like that, and it was that one. So hey, and see,
Yep.
buddy, right there, hit like and subscribe. And I thank Mrs. for sending people over here. She just got done with her big stream of Lego Fortnite. We appreciate her sending people over here. Thank y'all for going over there and watching her. Thank y'all for the super chats, the donations. I'm just still hanging out with her. We got 10 people here watching us tonight, Wes. They're all here for you. So
wow.
One question is, I've seen in backstage is Wes buying tonight? So all right. So, but hey, let's see. I gotta get down through the chat a little bit further. I'm on the wrong tab again. Let's see. In West, there's a guy named West Kagle. Hey, where did he come from? And the missus. There you go. Thank you. Like I said, she just got done with a big marathon. What? It's like 5 hours of Fortnite Lego. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that is a long one.
Yeah, it was. She just putters away, and that's why she calls it puttering. She's so good at what she does. I love the banner. I mean, they didn't let us. They're not letting us telework this month. Although I wish that they let the good employees telework, not the others. And it's like, I miss hearing her live in here and hearing her laughing in the other room. It's a hoot. It is a hoot when she just starts laughing at a meme and she just goes out of control. And what's up, Atwood? Good to see you tonight. You were with us last night, and we put the poor kid to bed. With the old men. So and yes, I gotta say, snort a poop cuber. All right, and looking through down here. Oh gosh, yeah, Buddy has a beef about people show up 10 minutes late and then make you sit through another 5 to 10 minute intro countdown. Yeah, I agree. It's like going to the doctor's office. So, and it's like, I had one quote doctor, I think it was a nurse practitioner, and apparently it was a bunch of head shrinker pharmacists that I learned. So I've got new doctors, and it's like they made me sit there for 20 minutes. After I'm just sitting in the room, and I'm like finally getting up, walking out the door, and seeing her down the hall. Like, can I leave? Can I leave? I will be right there. And and finally she comes in and like, when I got the Mrs. Doctor who she really liked, I definitely told him, and it was the right guy to tell for sure. So, but yeah, it was interesting. But yes, we try to make it up. Yes, I do run late sometimes, but it doesn't happen. But yeah, I don't. I mean, Wes, when you watch videos, the YouTube streams, do you like these long intro countdowns? A lot of people do, or do they do anything for you or not?
I don't recall really ever seeing any live countdown things, and more than the ones that are like 20 seconds.
Okay.
So I mean, a couple people have maybe some intros, but they're not particularly long.
Okay, I've seen some that go a few minutes. Some go a minute or so. They use like other clips, soundtracks, and stuff like that. And it's just whatever works for you. My favorites are just simple 30-second ones. But I tell you, my favorite is the one with the misses that she made for the Fortnite for her Fortnite streams, and me for my football streams. I just love what she did with those. So.
That's cool. Yeah. No. There's nothing wrong with having some kind of it brands your stream. It's your stick, So it's what makes your stream your stream. Just you do want to not probably obviously make it super long. Like you get a somebody might do, maybe if they go like 2, 3, 4 minutes, and people you end up losing people. You'll lose people.
We're gone. Yeah, I know. I do too. I mean, you sit through sometimes. But hey, Legatus asked a question. We're going to ask you first question of the night. Which nut is the worst for your diet? A donut. Nice. So what is your favorite donut? If you had to pick one donut.
Well, I tell you, when I was a kid growing up, every Saturday morning, Saturday mornings were great if you were a kid in the 70s. This is the 70s now. This isn't when I was a teenager in the 80s. This is, young kid. The Saturday morning was all about the cartoons. Yeah. So you as a kid, you had trouble getting up in the morning to go to school all week, but Saturday you can get up, 4 a.m. be ready for the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
So we'd get up and, early, and I'd run out to the front porch. We had a house with a cool porch, like, because it was an older house. and we had a big mailbox. My grandfather used to always come. He used to come by on his way to work, and he must have gone to the work at the winery really early because he was already there by the time I'm up. In the box was always a box of Dunkin' Donuts. I know a long story
Yeah.
set up to get to the donut part, but
That's probably back in the days when Dunkin' Donuts were really good, when they were
yeah,
really made with the
yeah.
bad stuff. Yeah.
And it was the rectangular box instead of that really flat one that they use now. I mean, the new ones are better because the donuts don't get all smushed together. But this was the one where they were all just stacked vertically and they would stick together.
Wow.
But
Ah,
anyway, there was always a mix, and I always sought out the
mhm.
Boston cream. I love the
Uh,
Boston cream
you
donut.
know who else loves the Boston cream?
Who's that?
The missus. The
Ah,
missus.
yeah, they were my
Yeah.
favorite. They were my
Oh, God,
favorite.
she see, I don't like that custard, the pudding or whatever.
Mm.
I like them when they stuff them with icing, the white vanilla icing. But it's
That
not a
too.
Boston
The
cream.
the the cream filled
Yeah.
the vanilla and the chocolate ones were the second ones I would go for after
Yep.
the Boston creams were eaten.
There you go. I know.
So,
We're already on food right now. We got 9 people
oh
still with
yeah.
us. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's share it out. Let's annoy the people on everywhere out in the world. Bring them in on a Thursday night. But yeah, it's fun hanging out with Wes. Like I said, we're going to learn a bit about Wes tonight.
Yeah, you know,
So
Snorter
yeah,
Pooper says he likes the jelly filled. Those were real, but they
yeah,
not from Dunkin' Donuts. Entenmann's used to make a
yes,
jelly filled donut. They were the best jelly filled donuts I ever had in my life. There was so much jelly in them. The powder was perfect. They were the best. They stopped making them. I don't know.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Snore Poop was like, "Where have you been, Mrs.?" And Final Dave said, "That's what happens when I don't eat my unicorn flakes. He just starts running slow." Yes, but hey, but the Mrs. also said, if I did an intro, I would start it before the start of the show, so the actual show started at the scheduled time.
there you
She
go.
is serious with that. She truly is. She would pay attention to it and time it out and have it running right at the time. Yes, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen what's in my Twitter DMs. I don't have Spotify. Mrs. does. So then I would really be memorizing those words. Yet relaxing to the live stream. Lemon and cherry. Yep. Oh, cool. I'm not big of a jelly guy, but still, I can see why people like. I like chocolate when they take the chocolate cream, like on a powder donut.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Cool. So,
Yeah.
but it looks like Fallout Dave grows the donut grows on the donut bushes in heaven. Yes,
Yeah.
dude, we put you to bed. We still outlasted you. So, oh gosh, Final Dave says Snorpoos, those aren't jelly filled donuts. They're tourists you squeeze.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
And hell to JT Kirk.
Hey,
Hello,
JT
my
Kirk.
sports friend. Although we've not been able to do sports lately. Oh my gosh, life is really crazy weird. So, but hey, lemon curd filled. Ooh, I don't know if. Oh wow. Ugh. Lemon curd. Is it like when I hear curd, I think sour or whatever, or do you mean like lemon meringue? Lemon meringue could be kind of cool, but yeah, that
Mm.
type of
When I
taste.
hear
But
of
yeah,
curd, I always think bean curd. So
yeah,
like tofu kind of stuff. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. The word, she knows me. The word, I'm sure that it's good. She knows me and my taste.
Mm.
So, but yeah, oh, like a lemon custard.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay, that's what I thought. Oh man, Snort Poops likes the powdered donuts and glazed the chocolate. Okay, like most donuts.
Mhm.
The best that we had, and Mrs. will attest to this, that was when we were in Yellowstone in the Kia, just driving around. Those stupid taste. I don't know if they were Tasty Cake brand, but they were like they were coconut. I think
Oh,
were they coconut or they had hard crispy outside. We were addicted to those things. We just drive around with the windows down eating donuts all day. So, but man, hey, be sure to hit that like button, folks. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. I just saw the number jumped up to 14 here on the YouTube side. So, hey, welcome. Even if you're lurking, we appreciate you being here. Say hi if you can, and that way we can shout you out, and then you go back into lurking because it's always good. Oh yeah, how do you get a squirrel to be your friend? Act like a nut. Squirrel. Oh, they were toasted coconut.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh, apple fritters. Yes, we have this one local donut place, mom and pop, where it's all sugar. The
Hmm.
apple fritters are amazing. And I got scolded by my coworker for not bringing blueberry because apparently they make really good blueberry uh, donuts. So, but yeah, apple fritters. No, no buffalo donuts. It was toasted coconut. So, but yeah, well, let's. The baker is tasty too. Yep. Okay. So, but I mean, well, we're. It's so funny that we're starting out with donuts tonight. But let me go with a couple of the general questions because yeah, well, we talked about timing and all this stuff. Other, we finally got a package of something I ordered like 10 days ago, and it sat in wherever it got shipped from for like 3 days and over the weekend. Got to our town on like Sunday night, Monday, and finally 3 days later gets delivered in the same city. So you don't have to comment directly on that, but it was I know you've been open. You said a bit. I mean, if you feel like sharing some of your memories in the postal service, if you feel like it, and just I mean, how were those times? Did was it a fun career? Was it a good career?
Well, I mean, I had fun, and then there was times when it wasn't so fun. I
Yeah, like
mean,
all jobs. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there was enjoyable time. I had my best times before I became a career employee, because they have what's called temporary assignments.
Right.
They've called them different things over the years. Casual, TE employee. There's been a bunch of different terms. But I started my first time as a when they called it a casual was in 1988. That was like a year after I graduated high school, so I was a young kid still, and
Hmm.
those were fun. I started working at the post office that my father was a supervisor at. So he's the one that he said, "Listen, you just doing nothing after high school. You didn't go to college, and you're not really got any kind of a real job. You're just doing, you know, part time this here and there. You come work at the post office." So he got me there, and then he's like, "And now take the test. And once you take the test, you'll already have experience, and you
Hmm.
can hopefully if you score high enough, the postmaster here at this office will see it, and they won't even interview anybody else because they'll rather take somebody who's already knows the office, knows the routes, and has experience over somebody who's just fresh off the boat, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was fun in those offices. But when I finally got hired, I didn't get hired at that office. I got hired at a different one.
Hmm.
And while there were some good people there, and there was some fun times, it was not the same. It wasn't as good as the other office.
Right. Right. No, I understand. But see, almost nowadays it seems like you got to get experience or to get a foot in the door to be hired almost anywhere now. So it's like
Yeah.
a job like that's a good way to get into a bigger career.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot
Absolutely.
different now than it used to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, it was my dad that got me in there. Um, but it was it was also it was because he was a supervisor there, and it was good that he could get me in, but it was also bad that he was a supervisor there because he's the kind of guy that's like, I can't afford to even have the appearance of impropriety, so I'm going to treat you the worst out of all my employees. I'm like,
Oh
oh
my.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's never good when you get stuck when they come after you and target you because it's
yeah,
unofficial, not said. Well, you're such a good. We really rely on you. Yeah, we joke about around the office is that's the person that gets all the work because hey, they'll do it. They'll get it done. But
yep, yep.
yeah, the other people, yeah,
Well, that's what
they'll.
ended up happening when I never worried about that there because I wasn't a career employee. It was just temporary. So I don't think any of the other employees cared anyway. But when
Hmm.
I got full time, full, an actual career at the other office, one of the first things the supervisor told the postmaster
Hmm.
after when they were doing my 90-day evaluation is like, yeah, because when they brought me in to tell me whether I passed or not, and they were going to keep you because they can get rid of you during your probationary period.
Right.
And he said, "Well, well, obviously we're going to keep you." He's like, I'm not going to say any names. He's like, "The supervisor here
Yeah.
says, he said, yeah, we can't get rid of him. He's the best thing since sliced bread here." I'm
Ha!
like, all
Yeah.
right. And it came to be that and it carries over from the other office.
Mhm.
The supervisor at the other office, you know, well, this was an unwritten rule for a lot of the workers there too, though. This was back before they tracked everything, and
Mhm.
so you can get done early, and then you can go if you got done with your route early. It's a timed route. You have a specific amount of time. You got done early, you could go sit somewhere. So we would just hang out at one of the carriers, especially on Saturdays, and watch college football.
Mhm.
Um, and hang out there. But the one supervisor, he knew where we were. He never bothered us because we always got our routes done all the
Yep.
time, never asked for help. But if he was stuck, he knew he could come to that house, knock on the door and say, "Listen, I'm in trouble. Somebody got hurt or somebody flaked out or whatever happened,
Mhm.
and I've got 2 hours on this route or whatever." And we're like, "Hey, no problem. Each of us will take 15 minutes. We got you." No problems, no questions asked. So, it's one hand washes the other. He didn't bother us, even though he knew we were just sitting doing nothing. But
Right.
he could always count on us to help him out. And I thought that carried over to the other office. That's why the supervisor and the postmaster liked me, because I was always willing to do whatever they asked anytime. Doesn't matter. Well, that doesn't. If you're just a part-time employee, they don't care. It doesn't sit well with the other employees. Some certain employees, if you
Mhm.
like that, because then not only do they rely on you, the management, but they come to favor you sometimes.
Mhm.
And again, it's I'm doing this for you. I look out for you.
Yeah.
Most people say, yeah, that's fair. Some people are like, and it's always the ones that are sometimes the shittiest employees that have a problem
Right.
with
Oh
it.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
The slackers. Yeah. It's
Yep.
it's it. I've got stories to share with you. What's I have stories I could share with you very soon that are going on now. So, but well, let's see. Snortopoopus now says that the baker was tasty too. So. And Fallout Dave said that it happened a lot to packages doing eBay. They just got stuck for a week or two. What gets me
Yeah.
is it took 3 days to get, and it's not the first time. We've had big packages sent, and this was not a big package. It was fairly small and light. And it was like, but it took like 3 days just to get through the processing and through town. Yeah, meh, Gen X guy. Jen, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Meh, Mr. Meh. So, by the way, the question of the night so far is from Fallout Day. Have you ever met anyone from Sinbad's post office?
No, I've only seen that movie once. I don't even remember what office that was, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't in New Jersey. I think that was I think that was set in California.
Oh, it was
So,
set in Minnesota. It was set in Minnesota.
oh, was it? Okay.
Yes, but they did some shooting in California, but it was supposed to be Minnesota with the Mall of America
Oh,
and
right.
a town up
Okay.
there with their Winterfest parade. Yeah, it was a quote Minnesota based attempt at a movie. So
God, no, no, I didn't meet anybody, and
no,
I've
no,
worked at a couple of offices, so
yeah. Yeah, easy to not get targeted. I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I said, I got stories now. I got stories, but fortunately, my thing is up to where we get one piece of information, we get it back from one group, we get approval from another, and then we're done. I mean, I've got everything but ready to put the bow on it and be done for this cycle. So,
oh
but
yeah.
Snorter Poop has tried to get a job as a food sniffer at the post office, but apparently it's not a job. Oh,
Uh,
great. Small package. And then, well, JT quit looking at it. So, okay, nice. Oh my gosh. Is that a foot long thing? Hey, see, Buddy actually suggested a cool watch movie one night, Bachelor Party.
no,
That is, you and I have gone on and on about, um,
better off
Better
dead.
Off Dead. Yeah. But I mean, what about Bachelor Party? I mean,
That was a good movie, and I know Tom Hanks's reputation has been on the slide as of late, but I still listen whenever a famous person either their reputation takes a big hit, or they lose favor, or they say something stupid, and it turns me off to them. I will still enjoy their old stuff. I may not watch any of their new stuff, but I'll still enjoy their old stuff. I can separate the old stuff from anything that transpired later on.
Mhm.
So that's a one of early for Tom Hanks. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
so
I mean, it's
that's
like
still
it's up there
enjoyable.
with actually it's even before Big because that was like
Yeah, it is.
83, 84. I mean, those are really, really old ones. So
I'm not sure what his debut leading role was, but yeah, it is old.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too funny. So it's crazy. But I'm, uh, what let's use that to transition to this question. What is your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite
Yeah.
movie of all time. Wow, I don't know. That's really difficult to answer. Let me think of the movies that I would base that on what I might have watched all the time. Over and over and over and over and over. God. Um, well, if you can't if you're talking about the movie I've probably seen the most, would have
Hmm.
to be Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie. I've probably seen
Yeah.
that thing must have been 1,000 times over my lifetime,
Oh wow.
including like 10 times in the theater when it came out in the '70s. So
Oh man, I think I got to. I think I only got to see it once, maybe twice. But yeah, that would be cool. To see it. I mean, we did see it the special edition, but I'd like to see the original one more time
yeah,
in the theater. So, but yeah, I can agree that's a real good choice. Not
yeah.
really.
I don't
No,
I don't know if it could
what?
classify as what I would say my favorite, favorite, but it's the one I've seen the most, so it's the
Mm,
only qualification I could have at the moment, because
yeah,
there's so many good ones that I've seen over the years that
yeah.
I love and have good memories of, including
Mm,
the all three of the Indiana Jones
mm-hmm.
movies, all three of the original Star Wars, I mean, and especially some of the ones I watched as a kid, like I mean, a little kid, in the '70s, on my little black and white TV in my room late at night, like Logan's Run, and all the war movies that came out in the '60s, the great war movies that I was just fond of as a kid and still fond of today. So it's hard to pick, but Star Wars is a good choice, I suppose, if any.
Yeah. What is a favorite genre? Do you have any particular genre like war, history, sci-fi, anything like that?
The ones that I own the most, I probably would say well, I mean, physical media. I have a lot on my hard drive right now that I've downloaded. That they can't be just it's not on a streaming service. It's actually on the hard drive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones I own physically that are on my shelves, probably the biggest collection are war films and war films documentaries. A lot of those.
All right.
So, but the Great Escape. You guys talked about that the other day on. Was it on your stream? Was it on? No, it was on Jill's stream. She was streaming, and
Mm-hmm.
they strayed into talking about the Great Escape briefly, and that's one of my favorite war movies that has no battles in it, which is odd enough to say
Yeah.
about a war movie.
Yeah, I know it's just talking, but Gen X says his favorite's The Martian. Buddy Hepburn says Doctor Detroit is another silly comedy he can
Mhm.
laugh a lot with. Oh, Logan's Run. I thought this was like a Steve McQueen movie or something or something. I didn't
No,
realize it was. I know I saw it
yeah,
on a watch party recently, and it was like,
yeah,
oh, that's
yeah.
where all this goofy looking costumes came from.
Yeah. Well, what's his
And
name? God, the British guy, the British actor. I can't remember. I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember his name now. He was in Cabaret with Liza Minnelli. Um, God, I wow. Well, my brain is going. So
yeah, I'm not. I can't remember. I'm not. I think I remember the lead actor, but I remember the face, but I don't know
Michael York.
names. Michael York. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that
Yes.
makes sense because he played the spy leader in Austin Powers, the chief. The You remember? It's like,
Yes, I vaguely.
oh,
I've only
yes.
seen the Austin Powers movies like once each. So yeah,
Oh man.
they were
All right.
good. I enjoyed them, but they're just not one movie that I was inclined to watch
Dodge
multiple times.
Dodgeball is one I could watch a lot. If you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a wrench. Yeah. Just
Yeah, I enjoy comedies too, but it's either usually it's sci-fi or war films for me. So
no Gen X. It's not black and white. It's actually color. But yeah, Wes, he's sending us both an ARP card.
no, yeah, it was on my black and white TV I was
Yeah.
watching. So for me, it wasn't black and
Yeah.
white.
The Great Escape is fun. Yeah. And hello to the old man cometh. It is so good to see you again. I'm glad you're back. Johnny Dangerously. Yes,
Great
that one.
movie.
Great
Knock
movie.
down that farting wall. Knock down that farting wall. Knock down that farting wall. Boom! This is farting war.
Michael York was in the favorite movie of Snorri Poop is Zeppelin, not to mention the 3 and 4 Musketeers.
Oh,
All right. Well, that's neat. Yeah, it's really fascinating with these movies and what people like. Yeah, it's just so funny how you and I took together with Better Off Dead. That was
it's a great movie.
really, really.
And a lot of people don't even know. I mean, I love John Cusack. Unfortunately, he's become political and won't
Yeah.
stop talking
Well,
about it. But
he apparently did, but apparently he had problems with the movie. He never wanted to work with the director again after it. He had
really,
issues with that. Looking back at it,
wow.
I think he finally accepted it. But it was like, what was your? It just read in the behind the scenes on that movie a bit, and
Yeah.
you'll be like, this thing become a just like, dude.
There's a lot of movies where you look at the backstory and you see that the director did not get along with anybody or the crew and that caused a lot of problems that
See,
you would not even imagine.
I hate when I don't.
We don't
It
need to
may
see
be.
how the sausage is being made.
It may have been true at the time too, but at that point, it's like, who the hell are you to worry about whatever? Because, dude, nobody knew who you were back then. And now, if you get mad like Ford does about previous roles, then, dude, those roles made you. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, have you ever seen Alfred the Great? Yeah.
No.
No,
Is it Alfred the Great? Is that about the English king, the first English king?
yeah. Michael York played the heavy Guthrum in Alfred the Great.
Oh, okay.
Gross Point Blank, best John Cusack movie. What? What about Con Air? No love for Con Air out there. So, but
No, I wouldn't watch Con Air because it's got one of the there's like three actors who I avoid watching their movies, like The Plague,
yeah,
and the oh God, I can't get his name out now. One of his first role ever was a non-speaking role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was one of the stoners that rolled out of Spicoli's van. God, I can't. He was man. Now I can't think of his name.
well,
God, he's Coppola's nephew.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Yes, I hate him.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah,
we love Nick Cage, especially last year when he made the movie about the incredible, awesome talent of Nick Cage. The thing where he played himself in the same movie. It was great.
He had one good role, and I thought he was awesome, and it was a role tailor made for him.
Not a Superman in The Flash, right?
No.
I saw that image in that movie. Yes, it exists.
No, he played a superhero in it though.
Yeah.
It was Kick-Ass when he played the Batman character. He was born to play that role.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Tom F, hello. How are you today? Good to see you. Yeah, and Snorter Poop said, yes, you're right. The King of Wessex.
King of Wessex, yes.
Yeah.
Alfred the Great, yeah.
See, this is the problem. Buddy talks about the Island of Dr. Moreau with Burt Lancaster. All I can think of the Island Dr. Moreau is that one with Val Kilmer and probably one of the last of Marlon Brando's roles.
Marlon Brando, yeah, that was terrible.
He just, oh God, he freaked me out in the previews. I didn't want to see it just looking at him and that character. It's like, yep, Con Air is Nick Cage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bear. Yeah. Oh, so hey, Tom F, I understand when I'm on my phone, a lot of times all kinds of stuff come up.
Oh yeah.
When I use voice chat, it's even worse. We're talking about a little bit of movies. Do you do much in the way of cartoons or anime?
Oh, I had to actually. I told you I have a lot of stuff saved. I used to save movies, documentaries, TV shows, and clips from you because YouTube scrubs things all the time, and sometimes content creators scrub stuff off their stuff, and you like
Yeah.
that you can't get. I used to archive stuff on. I got like a 8 terabit hard drive. I was saving all that stuff on. Well, I had to get a second one because the anime section of it got so big that it was taking up too much room. I had to put it on its own external hard drive and get a six
Mm-hmm.
terabyte one for that alone. So yeah, anime. I've
Mm-hmm.
been watching it since probably 1974. That was the first time I started watching them. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
That's
My first ones were Speed Racer and Space
uh-huh.
Battleship Yamato. So or
Oh,
Star Blazers.
see, what we had back then was Battle of the Planets, which I now
Oh, that
come
one too.
later on to be told is the original Japanese was Gotcha Man,
Yep,
and
Gotcha Man Ninja
Team
Team Science
Science,
Ninja Science Team Ninja Gotcha Man or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Science Team Ninja, I believe, yes, and then yeah, Gotcha Man. So yeah, exactly. So those are when I really got into it. I did, but I didn't realize it at the time. But then as I get older, uh,
Yeah.
I learn
Those
more.
3. Those 3 were the original 3 that I remember watching, yeah.
By the way, you said your collection. How many movies do you think you might have?
Movies?
Or,
Themselves.
I mean, movies, TV series. I mean, total collect. Like the Missus has almost 5,000 DVDs already.
Oh, you mean physical,
Well,
not what I have
well,
on the hard drive.
well. Either way, because I know you said you kind of store them on your computer too. But how many would you say you would have overall?
Um, I would say upwards of actual physical, like CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and VHS tapes, probably 1,000, something between 1,000 and 2,000,
Wow,
maybe.
wow,
Those, yeah, there's a lot, and they're all out in the garage now because I can't, there's too many store. I moved a lot of them onto the hard drives. I have where I could find them to get them on the line. I did, and I bought a converter to try to change them to digital format so I could put them on, from
right,
the hard drive, from the physical media.
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, but I think there's more on the hard drives right now than there are out in the garage. So
I gotcha. Folks, hit that like button. We got 16 people here watching. Make sure you hit that like button. We only got 7. Let's kill that algorithm. Let's smash it. Right, West?
hmm
Yes, exactly.
absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. Wes, Old Man Comes says Titan AE is one that's really good. I know Buddy, somebody else said that they liked that. Buddy said about to snort a poop is, I think, a lion tiger like creature, but don't turn all the way. That doesn't turn all the way, and they don't say. And Gen X says that Titan AE is a long lost great. So, of course, Snorter Poopa says always the damn lions and tigers, never the bears. And yeah, Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man. This is one that if I did a watch party or if I did something to talk about, if I can get time, I can't even do sports these days. I'd love to kick on. There's 2 shows I would like to. I'd like to actually watch this series and actually be able to talk about it with people. That and the old show Emergency. Those are 2 that I
Yeah,
would like to
I
do.
remember watching that as a kid too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it was the ER before ER, and we didn't have. I mean, they taught serious messages on '70s shows and stuff like that without all the extra stuff. So Battle Plans was awesome. Oh, Buddy's dad's got everything. Has a big diecast Phoenix G5 from that. Oh wow, that was
So
cool.
I just looked at the anime hard drive, and I counted up the number of titles of different anime titles I have.
Uh huh.
There's a little over 600 different anime titles in there.
Wow, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Jen asked a question. We see. I don't know what revenge movies are, but hey, revenge.
Oh, like I can think of one. It's one of it's great. It's got Mel Gibson in it. It's called Payback. Payback, I believe. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and it's obviously by the title alone, it's a revenge movie.
Mm.
really good. It's got Lucy Liu in it.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's really good.
Oh, I tell you. Well, then, okay, Kill Bill. The Kill Bill movies were pretty darn good for revenge. I really like the first one where she goes, Uma Thurman goes into that whole the takes out the Lucy Liu character and all her henchmen. That was really fun for me. But yeah, okay, revenge movies, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Old Man Cometh is happy. He had 1,000 DVDs and Blu-rays when I didn't have the internet. Yep,
Yep.
that will keep you going. Gen X says The Crow.
You know what? I loved Brandon Lee. Didn't care for The Crow. I liked all his other ones, but I wasn't big on that movie.
Yeah, and let's see.
Yeah, Fate's Day. Yeah.
Unlimited Blade works on TV right now. Yes, the English dub. Okay.
I've watched that one and the English. You know, I watched the English dub where I can, and you used to be able to rely on it. See, listen, if I'm watching anime, I'm like, listen, if I wanted to read subtitles, I'd read the manga. I'm not here to read. I'm here to watch. So I like the English. Unfortunately, some of the studios started messing, and you weren't getting translations. You were getting localizations, and they were taking liberties they shouldn't have been taking with the dialogue, and it was changing a lot of stuff, and it was becoming sometimes becoming even political, which I didn't care for in my anime. I didn't want it, and I wasn't looking for it. So it actually was one of the reasons I think that Funimation no longer exists. It was their downfall. But yeah.
Well, the missus and I've had that discussion too, and I think, and she can correct me in the chat though, is that a lot of times those interpretations can be off because they can't get the words just quite right compared to the actual native language, and they could use different words or words that are close, but it still changes the meaning. So yeah, I got you with that. Old Man Coming says Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, that was a good one. Nerd suppression or nerds persecution. Yeah. Yeah, nerd persecution. Sort of Poop has never watched Emergency, but what Adam 12, which featured two LA cops desperately trying to get a Code 7 approved.
Yeah, I watched Adam 12 as a kid too. I remember that. It was reruns by the time I was watching it, but
Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Pink Panther.
Oh yeah.
That was a revenge movie. I tell you, the Revenge of the Sith was good, but the hard part was it kind of anticlimactic because you knew how it had to end. So
true. Yeah. But you know what? I'm telling you, when I rank because to me there are there's really I only say there's 7 movies from that series because I'll include the Force Awakens. I enjoyed it. People pan it. That's fine. You can pan it. Is it a remake, soft remake of the original? Yeah. Does it have holes? Yeah. Is it a little? The only problem I had was the Han Solo's demise, and it wasn't the fact that he did. I mean, I was all for them, shuffling off but it's the way he did it. Yeah, that was
son, I love you. Yeah. Son, don't come back.
It was a pointless, worthless death, and he was a hero that needed to have one of those self-sacrifice deaths that he should have enjoyed.
If they would have used the damn New Jedi Order with the Yuuzhan Vong invasion, change it, even rename the damn Solo Skywalker kids, just bite your pride, pay the friggin' royalties to the man that created it. Just stick with what you knew. There was source material.
Yeah, I read those books.
And you sub his death for Chewbacca's on Serpentine, I think was where the moon crashed over him.
Right.
Because he took the young Solo kid, threw him up in the Millennium Falcon, but there was no way Han could get him. And you could see
Han was watching back as he was leaving him. Yeah.
And you could read it. And Chewbacca, they knew that he was doomed. And then he has to fly off, and Chewbacca's howling at the damn moon coming down on him, howling in defiance. That's the way a friggin' hero dies.
Yep, self-sacrifice. You save somebody else, or who knows how many countless lives.
Exactly. Just change it around a little bit, or even if they did go new or whatever, make it something glorious like that. Not touchy feeling. Sorry, touchy feeling. Let me, it's.
I get what they were going at. He was trying to save his son. He was trying to do whatever he could for his son, but it was weak. It was weak.
Very weak. Yeah, anyway. But yes, exactly. Old Man Come said, first anime I watched was Akira back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. I have that one on my hard drive, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
Jen
a good one.
says the German dub is the worst from German to English. I agree. It doesn't count. I don't think Mallory and Reed ever got a meal dispatcher had out for them. Oh, and Adam 12. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's kind of like
I didn't
Johnny
even remember
Gage
this.
and
Yeah.
Roy DeSoto. They were always running. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. DeSoto. Yes. Yes. I always
yeah.
wanted to be the.
I
I
was,
always pretend I was the dark-haired guy.
Johnny Cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Gage. Johnny Gage. Not
Gage. That's
Cage.
it. Yeah.
Johnny Gage. Yeah. Randolph Mantooth. And actually, the two of them are still alive. They're
Are they?
still,
Wow.
yeah. Lopez, Marco Lopez, he's still alive. Last I saw, Chet just passed away, I think, in the last year. So did Captain Stanley. So
Too
yeah, they
bad.
have an emergency fan website, so or
Ah.
Facebook page that if you were interested, you could too.
Well,
So,
that's very
but
cool.
yeah, exactly, buddy. You're asking the question that even Steve, it just, yeah, just what,
Right.
I
Yep.
don't know, just it's like,
I had no
so,
problem, and what made it, that's, like I said, there's a lot of things wrong with the Last Jedi. I mean, the Last Jedi was one of the last movies I ever saw. It was the last time I went to the theater. I'm so disgusted. I've never gone back to the theater again. I didn't even finish watching the movie. It was so terrible.
it'd be too
But
macho
my
for
God.
KK. Yes, there you go.
But Luke's death was stupid too.
Yeah, he just overused the force.
Yeah, come on,
I'm
come
like,
on, man.
I know it's like I hate when I say it like that because I'm like, oh, but it's like, but I find myself running around. Come on, man, all the time. It's like crazy. So
Yeah, you got me.
well,
You got me talking like Joe Biden, and I don't
I
want to
know
be
it's.
talking like Joe
I
Biden.
know I'm trying to avoid all politics. I don't even talk Orange Man either. But it's just
Yeah,
yeah. Spoilers. It's my show. If you haven't seen the movie by now, too bad.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I even when Star Wars stuff came out and stuff like that, I tell you, this is my philosophy and it's my channel and it's what I do. So if I ever something comes out and I feel like talking about it, I'm going to talk about it. You don't have to stay, you don't have to listen because it's so hard. Missing I've tried to do stuff with no spoilers and sometimes it's just impossible to. I can't remember which movie it was we recently saw, but we were like, we just couldn't, you couldn't talk about it without spoiling it.
Oh yeah.
But I tell you, when it's Marvel or when it's Star Wars, to me, if you do not watch it on that opening weekend, and okay, give you through Sunday, even if they start on Thursday nights now. If you've not watched it by Monday morning, all's fair, love and war. I mean, don't look on Twitter, don't look on social media, don't turn to YouTube channels because at that point, to me, if you're a fan and a diehard, you're going to see it those first couple days. In most cases, I understand that it could be extenuating circumstances, but you just try to avoid everything. At least that's my
Oh yeah.
philosophy with it.
Yep.
So
And you won't even. Sometimes you don't even have to watch. Like if you're just scrolling through YouTube, you don't have to watch the video. It'll be in the spoiler. Will be right in somebody's title of their video.
yeah, I know. It's like don't. But it's a thing with me because I hear oh, don't spoil it, don't spoil it. Well, I'm like, damn, it's been out 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm on a geekery show, or if I'm on a nerd show, or if I just want to talk about it on my channel, it's like, you go see the movie. Don't
Yeah,
wait
well,
for home. Or get off social media, get off the tube here,
yeah,
because it's like people can only wait so long before they talk about some of the stuff. Like
exactly,
like hell, Miss and I, we ran right out of the theater and talked about Cocaine Bear immediately because we love our Bears. And hey, bro,
Hey,
go
burger.
Tigers!
Yeah,
Although they got eliminated, but
yeah.
hey, and
Yeah, I don't
hey,
worry
B from
about
O,
spoilers. I don't worry
yeah,
about spoilers too much because I watch zero
yeah.
television and I don't go to the movies anymore. I have nothing interesting for me to watch. So
I go to the movies for 2 reasons: popcorn and to cuddle up the missus. So
there you
exactly.
go. There you go.
That's why I go. So, but let's see. B from O, I did say you. I believe I did. But hey, really, hey, good to see you today. And I like what Gen X said. The Disney Luke is an iPhone that used an Android charger to charge overload. That's a good. That's a good.
Hey, if those are the two specific reasons, I was just thinking about this, that you go to the movies, you got to do what I told you one of my brothers is down by you, right? Down,
Right?
not
Yeah.
not too
Yeah.
far, not too far from
No,
you.
he's
He
nearer to Bucky's.
Yes, upstairs in his second floor of his house, he built a really, really nice home theater. Um, and he's got this huge it's one a popcorn maker. I swear to God, I feel like I'm eating movie popcorn. It is the exact because he buys the popcorn specifically the same ones that the movie theaters order.
You
He buys it in
you
bulk.
you can actually now, the missus and I saw this recently. You can actually have Uber Eats or the food delivery services deliver the movie theater popcorn to your house.
Oh, cool.
Which,
That's
of
cool.
course, the missus looked at me and said, "Well, why won't it get cold?"
Could it could.
It's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Well, like I said, he's got the machine right there next to the
Yes.
the movie theater chairs.
Hey, DJ Knight, welcome in. Good to see you too. But Snorter Poop is out here throwing all kind of spoilers around. Yes, yes, it does. It's worth it to see. I tell you, that's my favorite part when he goes underwater. Hey, Sashi, welcome. Good to see y'all. Good to
Listen,
see you.
I know he
Smash
is.
that like button, everybody. We're getting up there now. Yes, West Kagle.
I know. DiCaprio is not. He is without a script. I mean, I've seen him talk in real life, and I've seen him. If he's not on a talk show where it's basically scripted, and he's not in a movie where it is scripted, he's dumb as a bag of hammers, and he's not the most politically savvy guy because he says stupid things all the time. But he is a great actor. He is really good.
He is.
Well,
He
I
really
really
is.
try to separate it because I've enjoyed a lot of his stuff, especially that movie
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can, and with
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Well, that's a great movie.
You've got, it's hard sometimes. I tell you what, when I still have a lot of questions for you, but we're going on the movie tack right now. Kroger has AMC movie popcorn tastes just like the theater stuff. That'd be good to do. So
Awesome.
that's the regular price. No, it's not that bad yet, but that's why we join the movie clubs and stuff. But yeah, here's what. It is hard for me to draw the line with some actors and actresses with certain times. I could any, and you know, and it's not just because of politics, okay? And I don't want to turn this into that type of string, but okay. But it is hard for me, like Alec Baldwin playing Jimmy Doolittle in one movie. It was like, what? What?
Yeah, they need to stay in their
You know,
lane.
I just like, no way in Hades, no. Or but I will tell you, I think the new, more modern Midway movie was a bit far fetched with some of the volume of the anti-aircraft and some of the explosion. It was like, to me, it was almost too heavy on the the stuff.
I kind of disagree a little bit. Have
But
you ever watched the documentary where they actually show because they have cameras in
yeah,
in the
but
cockpit of these planes.
it doesn't seem like that it's that thick. But either way, but like Woody Harrelson, I'm like, damn it, he's playing Nimitz. He's playing it, damn it. But I kind of grew to like him in that role. I kind of grew to like him a little bit.
I had a hard time with almost all of the. I liked it. It was visually amazing, but I had a hard time because it was one of my favorite movies is the '76 version, and to me, Henry Fonda is Nimitz. Always will be Nimitz.
I understand that. I agree with you.
And Halsey will always be what's his name? God, I can't remember his name now. God, I am losing my mind here.
We all are.
But yeah, all those actors, they were who they were, and I just can't separate them out.
I know, sometimes it happens. I love going to the movies with the missus. It's fun. That's why we do one of those club things, and we end up accruing enough tickets. It does pay for itself, and especially, well, the bear tells us, yeah, he played Halsey, yeah,
yes,
yeah, but sort of poopus, yeah. I know Bears short and to the point with that one. So let's see. Yeah, it's it's those type of things that really get to you. But yeah, it's interesting to see where we go with that. I missed the drive-in. How about you? Drive-in theaters?
Yeah. There was when I was living up north. There was one I could see the movie screen if I sat on the roof of my house. So yeah,
kind of like the old Wrigley Field,
Yeah.
You'd be on the roof across the street and watch the game. So
Yep.
yeah. And JT, we need to have a party or something with that. But
I got a
see,
story about that movie theater.
I've heard about. I've heard. I've always agreed, but I've heard there are significant differences with
Hmm.
reality with the stuff
There is.
the in the decoding area, the guy was not so eccentric as much as Hal Holbrook
Al
was
Holbrook,
portrayed.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that guy got railroad. There's a story about him in real life that was kind of saddened
Yeah.
if you look at the whole history with him. So we'll move
Yeah.
on. So I'm actually going to come back to Old Man Cummins' point a little bit later, but uh, oh yeah, they dislike the complete absence of wildcats. Yeah, it seemed like everything was a dauntless. Even a fighter was a dauntless. We got 20 people here hanging out, and I got to ask questions about you, West. But we're
Sure.
having so much fun. We're having so much fun. We got 20 people here just for you, West. How about that?
Awesome. That is awesome.
But Beefarmer said they have a drive-in theater still, 4
Yeah.
screens. So
Now that I moved south, there's one. There's one about 10 minutes away, with 2
um,
screens. So
that's awesome. That's cool.
yeah.
701 subscribers. Thank you, Mrs. Yay! Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We have got to have a 700 subscriber party, but life has to slow down a little bit. And I think really I'm going to have to let Mrs. go first with the 500 substream, but we'll have to work that out. So, but yeah, they do have theaters. We used to have one up north of you, Dave, in a big city, and we used to play adult movies. And then they switched it to a family-friendly movie.
Wait, how can you play in a drive-in theater? You could see the screen, from the street. A lot of times.
It was offset from the street a little bit, but yeah, it was weird. Yes, exactly.
Oh, God.
Do you mean a drive-by or a drive-by shooting? Oh yeah. See, I've seen this also too. Sometimes they have them as the combo, the flea markets and drive-in. So
well,
yeah,
the
exactly.
funny thing about both, we had where I lived. There was one of the greatest flea markets ever, the Route 1 flea market. This thing was awesome, and we had a movie theater. Like I said, I can see it from my house. Now they tore down the flea market and put in a movie theater. I was a little disappointing because we had plenty of movie theaters in the area. They tore down the drive-in theater, and it had been voted because they wanted to put a mall there. And the reason that the town finally gave the okay and voted to pass was because they promised they would put a movie theater in there to replace the lost drive-in theater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they never did. So
wow, that's great.
That's our people in Jersey. That's our.
Hey, well, it sounds like from Detroit because JT coming with the line. I'm from Detroit, folks. It's called a drive-by.
Drive-by. Yeah.
Nice, JT. All right. Well, we'll get back. I want to hit that Star Wars a little bit, but let's talk a little bit more about you right now. What inspired you to finally kick the tires on coming live on panels and stuff? I know you don't stream live stream. Do you post content and stuff? But I mean, what got you into really coming on the live streams? I know you do karaoke some, you appear on panels. What got you going into that angle?
Well, I've had this channel since 2010. It's had,
wow.
I made this channel, and the only reason I actually made it, I was watching YouTube for a long time, and I wanted to comment on a video because I must have been mad about something. That's usually the only reason that really fires you up. And they wouldn't let you unless you had a channel. You had to sign. You couldn't just be a visitor to the site. So I made a channel. Anyway, I started posting comments left and right, and I guess it must have been the comments that because people started subscribing to my channel. I ended up getting like 150 subscribers to my channel, and there was nothing there. I said, "What are you people subscribing to?" So I started just posting documentaries that were missing from the National Archive channel until I started getting copyright strikes.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't because of the documentaries, because they're public domain. It was the music in the documentaries. So I took everything down, and then there was nothing. So
See, I've seen some of the people do the theme parks. They have to take out. They're just
Yeah.
walking by an area that has music in the theme park, and that happens.
Yeah, that
That
sounds like Disney. So,
it's like it was actually at least one on one case. So
yep. But no,
um,
so there was nothing, there really is hardly. It's like 4 videos on my channel now. So I wasn't making content, and I always just watched videos. There was, and I was usually getting my news, a lot of it from there, because I could trust. I couldn't trust. You can't, you have to learn to trust people. So there was a handful of people that I could, from track record, learn to be
mhm,
able to trust. So I was getting my news there, and I wasn't really watching anything live until the year my mom had passed, and it was the first Christmas that came around, and I don't know, I was feeling down, I was thinking about her, and I had already been subscribed to Doomcock's channel,
mhm,
and saw that he was streaming on Friday. It was his Christmas Eve one. I don't think it was a Friday night one. It was a Christmas Eve one, but they're this similar format. And I
mhm.
said, yeah, I'll just
Right.
tune in. Tuned in and had such a good time. I said, this is awesome. And from there, I started watching this a lot, and I found a lot of other people from his channel doing live streams, and from their live streams I found other people. I'm almost positive as to how I found you and the missus is by chain reaction, following things, and but I just always was in the chat until a couple people made me the wrenches, and then they started, I think it was Tony. I'm almost positive it was uh Stark of Iron. He
Mhm.
kept saying, "You need to come on. You need to come on." And I came on one time, and from there, other people said, "Why don't you come on? Why don't you come on?" And that's kind
Mhm.
of how it happened, I guess. You
Well,
know.
that's cool.
So I come on where if somebody's got something going, and they're got an open panel, then I come on. Or if they say, hey, specifically ask me to come on, I usually, if as long as I'm available, I have no, I'll come on.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, you've been a great help and a great guest. Have it in, especially in the last few months on Wednesdays and Fridays here, and we will work out getting on the same shows for some karaoke soon because it's like usually you're going to bed. I mean, you're coming in and I'm going to bed. It's
Yeah.
it's just
Right.
too funny. But
Yep.
yeah, I saw a meme earlier that I wanted to share as for Snortopoopas, but I can't seem to find where it is. I'll have to look for it another
Does it
time.
involve a really big fish?
No, 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 no. A cat, and a unicorn, actually.
Oh God.
Yes, exactly. So, but we will move on. So let's talk and see. Let's see. Let's see. There was a thing about cougars. That's with the Midway movie. Stormtrooper said Sashi had hardly had any women in it, much less cougars. Oh, you mean the Heston didn't crash cougar at the end? No. B from us said that theirs has each screen faces in a circle, square, and cars face whichever screen their movie is playing, and they play double feature on it. Oh, double feature, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So the driving up north of Houston saw a double feature there, and it was so late when we got home. Kids were standing on the corner to catch the bus next morning. Wow.
Yeah. The one by our house was interesting. They would play double. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is the one I saw Star Wars one of the times at in there, and they played double feature. So we saw Star Wars, and we stayed and watched this really bad Japanese dubbed movie called Tidal Wave, and you could, as once you got in, you could stay for it. Then we started watching the second version of a second showing of Star Wars again. So I saw it
I love
twice in
that.
the same theater.
I know. I love that when you don't have to move. I'm like, I snort a poopus. Went to drive in once and spent part of the movie making out with a girl in the back seat. Her boyfriend was mad when he got back with popcorn, so he went back to my car. Nice, Snortopoopas. I'm surprised you didn't eat him. So,
Yeah.
Brogu asked, was that a tradition at Texas A&M? So, yeah, and I believe there is one in Ocala. Yes, I think so. That's true. So Brogu said no. Snortopoopa said he was only at A&M for a semester. He was in the Corps, so he had to behave himself. And hello to Connie Cleary. Welcome. Good to see you
Hey.
tonight. We got the great West Kagle on tonight. Let's see if we get 20 likes. We're at 17 now, so 701 subs. Thank you for everybody. Wes, man, you got a lot of people here to hear about you tonight.
Yeah,
We're going
awesome.
to talk a little bit more about it. So, yeah, year-round rainstorms. Yeah, you got to have some decent, or the heat and humidity, like Snort Poopus alluded to earlier. So, absolutely. All right. Well, let's see. So there's that question. So now, I know you usually use another emblem, but okay. One of my questions is, how did you come up with streaming avatar? But you can describe this one. How did you come up with this avatar?
Oh, you mean this is one I usually a lot of times I have. Yeah.
Right. And that's
But no, this I usually put this one on for your streams because they're squirrely streams, so they're all over the place.
Exactly.
That's why I looked for it. I was like, you know what? I just typed in Google. I typed in protect your nuts squirrel meme, and this is one of the pictures that came up. I said, I love it. There it is.
It happened in the middle of the stream. Actually, I remember when you did that. That was really cool. That was really cool. But the other one with the German, that's an old crest, right? Or is that?
Yeah. That one. This one is it's the one that I usually have a lot, mostly up, and it's the icon for my YouTube channel. It is the flag of the Second Reich, the Imperial German flag from 1871 when it was founded through to 1919 when the Allies forced that god awful black, yellow, and red flag that they still have now. Because actually once the Weimar Republic crashed and certain party took over, they had their own flag, but this one became again used in place of the red, black, and gold one.
Right.
So it did get a little bit of a revival, but once the Allies were victorious, they didn't only want to scrub all of that other mustache man stuff with his flag away forever. Right. They wanted to get rid of this one and anything to do with Prussia because they felt that was the reason for German militarism. So they wanted it gone, and it's gone again.
Yeah. Well, Snort Poopus always figured you were an imperial German colonialist. So.
Yeah. Well,
people don't understand either that Germany also, I believe, Germany had islands in the Pacific Ocean too.
Yep. They they owned the Caroline Islands, and after World War I, the Japanese took them over. It's where if I'm not mistaken, it's where the Truk Lagoon is, which is one of the biggest Japanese naval bases, ship anchorages in the Pacific at the time. So yeah, they had that one, and I believe they had Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands as well, and Australia took that over after World War I. So
yeah, Papua they tried to take Port Moresby. They really didn't have all of the island. They took parts of the island, but they could not take Port Moresby. Battle of Coral Sea kind of stopped that.
Japan, yes.
Yeah. Then they took over parts of the Solomon Islands, like Tulagi, Guadalcanal. But then of course the U.S. fought it back, taking Tulagi in.
Well, I meant the Germans before World War I. The Germans owned Papua New Guinea and the Solomon.
Oh, Germans. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how the Australians got hold of it. Like I said, it was all cut up, and they lost all their colonies. The British and the British took their African colonies. The Japanese and the Australians took their Pacific colonies, and the Japanese also took their colonies on the Asian mainland in China. So
yeah,
the Tung-Chau Peninsula, I believe it was. So
yeah. All right. All right, so we're going to bump back around. I love talking history. I do. But, and it's a shame because I one history podcast that I follow, and they are always getting either negative algorithmed or things like that because they're just blunt with it, about what happened in the Pacific and things like that. And it's just like, they've had to deal with the edits and stuff. There was one episode they came out and like really frustrating because they just let YouTube have it. Well, because the thing is, you can't have a real discussion about history unless you're just going to be able to be free to talk about stuff and not play games and stuff like that. I mean, my kid was like, the first time I played Axe and Allies, they were freaking out because the German symbol. But I'm like, that's the Iron Cross. That's not the other thing. There is a distinctive difference between the two, and it just, I don't know. But that's another issue for another day on a bigger topic. We're here about you, so yeah. So Sort of Poopa said, confirm what you're saying about half the Japanese territory you had invaded was German during the Empire.
Yes, it was. Yep.
All right. So let's go back to your streams. Okay. I know you've been on a lot of channels, a lot of things, and it doesn't have to be here. You can recall a moment from here, but what really I'm going for is, what is the craziest funny moment or memory you have from a stream that you were on?
Oh, God.
I mean, there've been plenty on this channel, so.
Well, there have been a few. I think some of the funniest moments have happened on streams where Canadian Spider-Man has been on, because he has gotten a little inebriated and a couple times nearly fell into the fire he was having, where he might have passed out. He left the stream
that one year. That one time that he disappeared and everybody got concerned and called the Mounties and stuff like that too. Yes. And hey, Dave, good to see you, Dave. All right,
hey, Dave. What's going on?
My friend Dave. I'm proud to call Dave my friend. And JT was in here earlier, Dave. Good to see you guys. So Sashi said that we have had an Australian air base in Malaysia until the 80s. It was former RAF base. Now it's the Royal Malaysian Air Force Base. Still the base for the MiG-29s. So, but I'm sorry, I might have cut you off there, but no. Some of the craziest stuff that happens. I mean, sometimes don't you find that the craziest stuff just naturally happens? It's not scripted. It's not forced.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the ones. Well, obviously they're crazy because they're unexpected, but it's also, they always get the biggest laughs because you're not. Usually, it ends up, it's not the person not being funny, not trying to be funny is what I meant to say.
Right.
And that's what's really funny. My brother, the one that's up here with me still, not the one in Florida. He I don't know if he fully realizes it, but the gang we always hung around since I was a kid down at the campground, we always were a bunch of cut-ups, always trying to make each other laugh and everything. I think some of the biggest laughs we ever all had together was laughing at something that my brother did or said, because he often wasn't trying to be funny, but it ended up just being hysterical.
Yep.
So
well, the missus tells me that all the time. She's like, just don't try. You're funnier when you don't try to be. It just happens. That's like half the stuff, folks. I'm not acting. It just happens between not knowing what a word is or something, or like going live tonight. That just happened. I mean, it's like, didn't plan it. It happened. Because you were talking about Canadian Spider-Man, because that was like, he had the one where everybody got concerned called the police. And then last fall, I remember I was still at mom's and you were like texting. I think it was last fall. I don't think it was this year, because you were running the stream. I guess you were the mod with the wrench and the just dead air. It was like, I think it was him and Rod Thunderheart, and it was like, are they coming back? Well, you kept tweeting out, hey, all day.
There was, he was doing a stream, and I think he either Spidey said he had to leave, or he passed out. I'm not sure where. I can't remember which, but Carla Burton was there too for a while, and we were still talking on the stream, and we were laughing about how we're like, hey, he forgot to shut the stream off. We weren't just backstage afterwards talking. The stream was still going, and he said, I wonder how long we could keep it going. And we were on for another 2 hours, all of us, the ones that were there, and I guess it can go on forever. And they eventually bowed out. I'm like, I'm keeping this going. And the stream ends up being 10 hours long.
It can happen. Because like if we get cut off, like when my computer freezes up and whatever, it's up to you guys. You can't shut it off. Somebody's got to get in there that owns the StreamYard session to
Yep.
be able to stop it. And
Yes.
it's crazy when that happens. Dave C said the crazy thing he's seen on a live YouTube stream: host went and licked a toilet bowl on a dare.
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Jay something. Well, I tell you what, we've had it happen twice where my computer went on the fritz, and she actually had to put me onto her computer and deal with everything. But she did, and once I had to load down Axis and Allies, and I had to download Axis and Allies on her computer while waiting. But the chat stayed. It was like 10 or 12 people, and they stayed for half an hour while I was downloading the game, and then we played a few hours. It was great. It was great.
Yeah,
so.
I gotta look into and see. I used to play both Risk and Axis and Allies. There was a platform called the MSN network, I think it was, and you could play a bunch of different. They had a lot of different board games there, but digitized, obviously. And I remember playing a lot of Risk and Axis and Allies there. I should look into downloading whatever they got for Axis and Allies again. Although I don't know if I'd be any good with the new rules. So
well, we teach you. The thing is you come through a feast on the inexperienced people, but it's okay. I can't. Hey, the part is hanging out and having the fun and talking.
Oh yeah,
because I tell you what, I'm wondering if I have multiple people because remember when Canuck and I played, Alaska Jet played, I think I know possibilities where we could actually have one person per country, which is hard to find that type of thing.
Yeah.
One per thing, country.
And the funny thing is when you play like a 3-player game, player 1 is Germany, player 2 is Japan, and player 3 is the whole of the Allies.
Yes.
At least that's the way it always was in the rules when I had
that's the way you had to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You split the axis and actually, no, wait. We did it the opposite way. We had where somebody would be the Soviet Union and Russia, one would be the UK, and then the others would be the Axis together.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. I've never the rules always said when you have 2 players, it's Allies and Axis, and then when you have 3, they split the Axis and you have the Allies all together, and then when you have 4, the UK splits off first from United States and Russia, because I guess the Soviet Union is the weakest, so they gave them the strongest ally, or the one with the most potential. The UK had the most territory and the more units than the US, but the US had more potential.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, because it would be interesting to see if we could get a whole group and one, just like that. That would have to be fun. Of course, we'd have to commit 4 to 6 hours with it because like we talked about last night. It's a game that keeps on not ending. So
Yep. That one's rough.
Yeah. Buddy said his dad was bonding for R&B. Robert Meyer Burnett, I believe, has passed out on a stream with him, sleep for hours and hours. Those are the most fun live chats to mod. Nah.
I've been on a panel before and passed out and woke up and the stream has ended and I'm the only one sitting in StreamYard still.
Yep.
Backstage. Like, oh, everybody's gone. What happened?
Yeah. Yes, he's a polar bear. He has a good memory. That's what I think. Sometimes it's a curse. Like this is always like, why do you remember that crap that's irrelevant? I don't know. It's a superpower, I guess. But yeah, it is a curse too. And howdy, Outlaw Bill. Good to see you tonight. Hey,
Outlaw
Mr.
Bill,
Karaoke himself. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Big time. We had one karaoke where I showed up there on his stream before it started, so I was there right from the beginning, and it was just me and him. I think Nina was away visiting her sister, and nobody else showed up, and it was just me and him for the first. God, it must have been the first almost hour, I think, and we were doing like blocks of heavy metal. My voice was shot within the first 45 minutes.
There you go. That's the way. That's a fun karaoke. So
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And back to history, Sashi said the British got a lot of hate for World War II. Malaysia. Yeah. Finland, Japanese are coming, abandoned Penang Island tonight. Yeah, the British did a lot of silly stuff over there, like sending a whole division to Singapore to be surrendered, but then took a division from the Australians to send to the Middle East to Africa. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the
Yeah.
British. We love to pick on the British. So good day, mate. All right.
No,
Let's see.
one of the things about this symbol here. I'm a mutt. I'm a 25% split between four nationalities, German being one.
Right.
But I can make fun of the British because another quarter is British. So
Oh, cool. All right. So it's German, British, Dutch,
no
and
Dutch,
no Dutch. What are the other two?
Italian,
Uh huh.
and Hungarian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Interesting combination.
my grandparents are like full blooded. My father's mother's right out of Rome. As a matter of fact, she was still there in 1940.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, my father's father was German. My mother's father was Hungarian, and her mother was she was from England, but she has roots. Her clan is from the Gowans are from originally from Scotland. If I've
Mhm.
been told, at least anyway, I have never really actually fully checked.
Right. Well, Fallout Dave said German, British, Italian, and Irish for him.
Oh, there
Wow.
you go. Well, close,
Yeah.
very close. Just the Irish, the Hungarians said the Irish.
Snorter Poopa says the sun never sets on the British accent, quoted from the miniseries The Captains and the Kings. So, or the Empire. Yes, exactly. That's why I like doing that. Wearing the Commonwealth sometimes when we do Where in the World. So,
They
get
said
that.
that about the
Uh,
British Empire because it was, so it was obviously it covered what I think was a quarter of the globe of the landmass at one point. But it's actually true of the Russian Empire when it was the Soviet Union because when the sun was setting in Leningrad, it was just rising on Vladivostok. So, and that was
mhm.
one contiguous empire. So, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it just that's big.
Yeah, yeah. 1/5
Big
of the of the
territory.
of the
Yeah,
of the landmass. Not as big as the British, but contiguous at least.
yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. So let's see. Yep. All right. So let's go to our next question. Actually, I'm going to end up with. We still have got to get back to that Star Wars question. We're almost at an hour and a half. West Kagle. I'm going to save sport for the last one. This is kind of the lightning round. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's just. We did bad things on there too, and yeah, everybody loved the Russians too. So good night, Brogu. Have a good night. Thank you. This is the way. Good to see you tonight, Brogu.
All
Everybody,
right, night, good brother.
yes, Mrs. Make sure you like yourself or like me tonight, I guess, because I like what the Mrs. always says. Be sure to when we stream it, it's always I got to like myself first because if we don't like ourselves, then who's going to like us? So, all right, are you ready for lightning round?
Sure
All right,
thing.
all right. Favorite food?
Favorite food. Favorite food. Oh, well, it's what I anytime I'm in an Italian restaurant, it's chicken parmesan.
Chicken. Oh, my favorite too, dude. My favorite too.
Love it.
Okay, favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage. Um, well, I drink outside if outside of drinking any alcohol. The only thing I drink now is water. So
Okay.
I don't
Well,
drink. I used to love black cherry soda, but
yeah.
I try to stay away from soda. But if you're talking booze, it's vodka.
You okay? Vodka? Yeah, I know that that's a common thing. I think, JT. I was told if I licked myself, I would go blind and get hairy. And I go, you'd be a polar bear though. You'd be just like Snort a Poopa. You'd be a polar bear growing that hair. All right. Favorite hobby that's not gaming, like
Favorite
video
hobby
games.
that's not gaming.
Not like video games. Yeah.
Well, I would guess camping. I would suppose. I mean, I used to do that all the time. I haven't done it. I haven't really gotten down to the
Hmm.
site in the last 2 years, but used to do. Like I said, we started in '77, so
Mm. That reminds me that in a couple weeks I will be probably not streaming much for a week. We'll be doing remote sites because we'll be camping in Alabama. So
Oh
hey,
God, be careful.
yes. Favorite food, edible. Yeah,
Edible.
yes. Is dropping heavy rocks on people considered a hobby? As long as it's not in real life, only animated. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that has happened before. But I take it the spirit of fun is intended. All
Yes.
right. Favorite color?
Favorite color? Oh God, it was all my life when I was a kid. It was always green. Everything had to be green. But I think I'm leaning more towards red now.
Red. Red.
Yeah.
Snorpoopa said blue.
Ooh, no, that's cool. It's hard.
Animated.
I don't know if I have a favorite color, but a lot of my stuff I like is red now. Red or black. Black. All my clothes are black.
I
Stuff.
think when I was a kid, it was red, and as I got older, it went to blue. So, oh my gosh, Buddy Hepburn, Jerry Coke, and Pib Extra. Do you mix those, or you mean them separately? So, but I mean,
Mr.
Ang
Pibb.
would, yeah, Ang would go through there and take all the different Mountain Dew combinations from
Ooh,
regular to all that, and would just red, blue, whatever, and throw them
mix them
together.
all
So,
together.
yeah,
I like Mountain Dew, as long as I could get the throwback with the real sugar. I like
right,
that. That was always pretty good.
I gotcha. But yeah, well, we already asked about favorite movie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Real
Uh,
quick, I'll hold this. I was going to say favorite sport, but I got more on that. We'll skip that one. Favorite dessert, candy or sweet?
Candy or well, I'm not really a big candy person. If I'm getting dessert, I really like um I really can't eat it much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh but because it's really fatty, but I love banana cream pie. Banana cream pie
Oh
is freaking
yes,
awesome.
that's
I
neat.
love
That
it.
is neat. Okay, your favorite video game?
Favorite video game. Favorite video game. It would I would probably have to say Hearts of Iron Doomsday. It's
Oh
old, it's
wow,
older,
yeah.
so yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Um. Okay. Do you play when you do play video games? Do you play on PC, console? If you do you play on the computer or the console?
I have both. Matter of fact, I've got a ton of different consoles, but if most of the ones that I play regularly now are
Mm-hmm.
on PC, like Hearts of Iron's on PC, but a lot of the other strategy ones like Genghis Khan, Nobunaga's Ambition, they're all on consoles. The baseball stars or Tech Mobile, they're all on consoles. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Dave C. Good. Thanks for coming by and hanging out for a while. Appreciate it. Good to see you tonight.
yeah.
Well, speaking of consoles, well, then which one do you play on? Do you play on Switch, Xbox,
Well,
PlayStation?
I I still I most of the ones I play, and I mean I switch out sometimes, but it's all PlayStation. But it's PlayStation 2. I'm
Oh,
all
my kids
I
loved that the best. That was the
yeah.
best of
Yep.
all of them. It had the
Yep.
best games.
Yep.
I mean, my kids grew up on
Yep.
PlayStation 2. It just,
All mine are either my stuff's all PlayStation 2 or older stuff. So you're talking Super
mm.
Nintendo or original Nintendo or the Commodore 64.
I
All on
love
those things.
Commodore 64. I
Yep.
could run for president and lie to everybody in every state and still get jacked up of money and win going away. It's like completely diametrically opposite answers in California and Florida. And it just
Yep.
was crazy. What a stupid game. And it had a cool aliens game too.
I had a ton of games. I mean, they were all. I mean, I love Seven Cities of Gold and uh, Bruce Lee and Impossible Mission and Paradroid. I mean, great games. It's just some great games.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love the older systems. Buddy said tie between Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never played any of
Nope.
the Zelda games. I know it's a shocker, but I never got
Yeah.
around to them.
All right. So much for lightning round. Last question: coffee or tea?
Tea, absolutely. I do. I really can't stand coffee, and I have tea. I used to have two tea in the morning with breakfast, and then I'd have some afternoon tea with some biscuits or something. Must be the English in me, but still, I've cut it down to just
Biscuit
the one. So it's in the
biscuits, you
morning.
mean like crackers, right?
Crackers, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I used to eat the stuff called social tea biscuits.
Mhm.
They're like
Right.
little, but I can't find them anymore. So I've had to switch to Pepperidge Farm, uh, butter flavored Chessman cookies. So
Well, because down here it's an important distinction because down here biscuits are what you
oh
put
yeah, you
gravy
can use
on,
them
and
with gravy. Yeah, what you
yeah,
get at
exactly,
KFC. Oh yeah, yeah.
exactly. So exactly. Fallout Dave said Zelda games are his favorite series. Most of the games are near perfection. Oh, following up on the tea though, is it
Yes.
hot tea or is it iced tea? Is it unsweet or sweet or how do you
I don't
usually?
mind iced tea, but it's hot tea. It's usually
Right.
I usually, like I said, it was 2 times a
I
day.
figured.
I have a thing of Bigelow breakfast tea and a Bigelow afternoon English tea time tea. So yeah, and it's always hot and then sugar in it, not
One
straight.
lump or two lumps?
It's one spoonful. I used to throw in three, and I said, this is bad.
No.
I can't be putting all this stuff. It's gonna kill me." So slowly cut it back. So yeah, I didn't notice the taste difference.
Any milk or cream or just? I mean,
Cream, but
okay.
not milk, not half and half. Light cream. I actually want the light cream. It's
Now, when you
better.
come down south to visit, do you get sweet tea or do you get unsweet iced tea?
Um, Well, it's sweetened, but I don't. I mean, there's a is it Lipton? They sell in these jar in these things, and they have a lot of
Right.
different flavors, and one of them is specifically called sweet tea. My daughter loves that. I've never actually never even tried it, but it's not just sweetened. It's sweet tea. So I
Right.
guess there's a difference between sweetened tea and sweet tea. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, sweetened is usually with flavors or stuff like that. Sweet tea down south is when they put the sugar straight in the hot tea and stir it up, put it
Hmm.
in an urn and stuff like that. That's you go south of I-4, you're only going to have unsweet tea most of the time.
Yeah.
But up here we got to have a sugar in our tea. Of
Oh
course,
yeah.
sometimes
I've got to have sugar. Obviously. Yeah.
if it doesn't get changed out well, then it's like you're like, holy crap, what are we doing with this? So it gets a bitter taste and think it's like, ugh, why do you even try? It gets old and you can taste the old, you know.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we got Snorter Poopas on the different types of biscuits about biscuits and gravy. Yum, nom, nom, nom. Uh, when I first read this, I thought Buddy said I like Herschel Walker's shortbread cookies, but
Oh.
Walker's shortbread
Huh.
cookies with PG Tips tea.
Oh, never
Okay.
heard of.
Snort Poopers likes a little iced tea in my sugar. If a spoon doesn't stand on it, it needs more sugar. There you go. Fallout Dave can't do tea because he saves his caffeine intake for large amounts of coffee.
Oh.
That's so awesome. We got 20 people still here at an hour and a half west. This is
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
People want to know about you, dude. Hey,
Oh,
this is probably one of my biggest Chillin lists. You've outdrawn some of the higher what would be considered higher names, and it's awesome. But it's really cool just hanging out as a friend here. We got stuff. You want to play somewhere in the USA in a little bit?
sure.
I normally
Absolutely.
don't do it on these shows, but for you we could do it. But hello, Citrus Lemon Pie. How are you, Lemon Pie? Good to see you
Hey.
too. Hope you're doing well tonight. All right, well, let's roll up. We're going to end really with the questions, folks. If y'all have questions from West Kagle, put them out there in the chat. Of course, within reason. Stop. We didn't even get to. We're not even close to that yet, Dave. But if you want to have anything, questions for Wes, feel free to ask about them in the chat. But of course, within reason. That's always what it is. So, and Lemon Pie says hello, and of course, Kirk says Georgia. There you go. Thank you. All right. Favorite sport. What is your favorite sport? We have talked about a lot of them. We talked about hockey. We talked about football mostly. But when you get down to the end of it, you, especially being up from the Northeast, what is your favorite sport to watch?
Well, it was always, since I was little, it was always football, American football.
Yeah.
Football. Um, I've I've kind of fallen away from it, especially, and I know we don't do politics, but because they got political, I kind of fell
Yeah.
away from it for a while. I started coming back because
Well,
I think they started pushing that back to the back burner which is
Right.
good.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll tell you what, and honestly, my thing with the politics, I don't want party specific politics, name type things like that. That
mm,
where we get into debates and stuff like that. But I've said openly that sometimes though, especially in like in a lot of our life, and especially in sports too, you can't rule all the politics out of things, but
yeah,
politics at a general scale. We've talked about taxpayer funded stadiums before. That's politics. Uh, but I know what you're saying. That was actually a common thing too. It really turned a lot of people off
yep,
because it just would you just entertain us, do this game, don't feel like you have to save the whole world. And that's on top of that well, I think also the double whammy is that they kept changing the way the game's played. They keep implementing more rules.
yeah, yeah,
And it really in a lot of ways is not the same. They've changed hockey, they've changed, dear Lord, with baseball, it's like it's not even the same game I grew up with. And now wide receivers get to run free across the middle of the field when in the old days they had to watch themselves. So,
yeah.
but all right. Well, that's I'll see. All right. Did you? So would you say football was your favorite? Because I know you and I talked a little bit about hockey.
Yeah, yeah. No, I enjoy, but I'm not as. I've always been a more of a casual fan, even though I will watch and sit down and root for the Flyers, and especially if they're in the playoffs. I'm more of a once it gets to the playoffs, following hockey kind of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with baseball. I mean, I keep track of how the Phillies are doing, but
Hmm.
until the playoffs come around, I'm not vested into watching the shows.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sorry, the games, and same thing with basketball. I mean, well, basketball is almost unwatchable nowadays. Professional. It was one of the reasons my dad, who was always loved basketball, it was his love all his life. Played it, played it. Matter of fact, it was a religion to him, basketball, and
Hmm.
he, in the last, I would say probably 5-10 years of his life, he's like, I can't watch professional
Was
ball.
he?
He started watching college, and then he said it can't stop. It's leaked down here. I can't watch college. He started watching high school games all the time.
I understand that. Hey, Finity. Hey, Timey Wimey Limey. Good to see you tonight.
Hey,
Good
how's
to
it going,
see you.
Finity?
So, I'm going to start another comment we're going to come back to in just a second. But watching basketball with Grandma Man walking, one of her biggest gripes is why do they have to take so many timeouts? Why do they have to review everything, especially now in college basketball? I was going to ask you, did he or did you prefer college over NBA? But yes, he's exactly right. And
Mhm.
that's one thing that I've hated. It stems downward and it's like shit pours down because NBA used to be its thing. College was it. In college, I worked in an athletic department. They used to have 5 timeouts period for the whole game. That's it.
Yeah,
If it's a TV game, you got 4. Not all this 20 second crap timeouts that they've done from the NBA down to college, which they just call a timeout because 30 seconds left. They're up 20 points. Well, we're going to call a timeout and run a play. Quit that crap. I mean,
yeah,
all the bad from the pro sports do come down to college. But you do have the rarity, though, where the 2-point conversion, like in college football, went up to the NFL. Now everybody's lost their friggin' mind where we're going for 2 in the first quarter,
yeah,
And see, Buddy is exactly right. That's one of Mom's biggest frustrations with basketball is like always the end of the. I don't mind the second half because I got to tell Mom they're trying to win a game. Either you foul to extend the game or things like that. But like at the first half, come on, just get the half over with.
yeah,
But now having so many timeouts, it extends the game. But yeah, I agree. It's a lot of stuff that you try to escape from one level ends up at the other level, and so then you're.
yeah,
Uh, and yes, hey, you would also know about the great movie Airplane. He was Roger Murdoch.
yeah. Roger, Roger.
Roger, over. What's your
Over,
vector,
over.
Victor?
Roger, Roger.
What's your
What's
vector,
your Victor,
Victor?
Vector? What's your Vector, Victor? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, but I think the golden age, well, the real golden age of the NBA was when my dad was loving it before they even had to before Wilt Chamberlain came along and made him
oh wow,
expand the key out
yeah.
because it used to be that little skinny lane, the lane.
Hmm.
That's why they called it a key because it looked like a keyhole back then.
Yeah.
But to me, the golden age of basketball, not my dad's, which was Oscar Robertson and all those guys, was
Mhm.
when the '80s. To me, the '80s were great.
Bird,
Yeah,
Magic.
Bird,
Yeah.
Magic, Jordan, even Dr. J was still there in the
Dr.
beginning of
J.
the '80s. So
Even Barkley a bit, but
Barkley,
yeah, it
one
was
of my
like
favorites, man.
they
Yeah,
hated each other. It's like some of the old veterans have talked about recently. They can't stand the new NBA because everybody's buddy buddy with everybody. I mean,
yeah,
you really had feuds between. I mean, they hated each other on the court. You
yep.
had everybody hated Detroit. JT, like
Oh yeah, yeah. The
all his
Pistons
team
were
was a bunch of
Pistons were the
thugs.
dirtiest
Yeah,
dirtiest team ever,
but
and
you
not
had
just the
Bird.
'80s.
You had the Celtics, and the Lakers, and then
Yep,
Jordan and the Bulls,
yep.
and it just was really, really, really an interesting time, which made it different. There's too much gentleman stuff like there. Yeah, the bad boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just was really, it was a good time for sports, I think, and we lost that. Now we got LeBron doing his little. There was a Babylon Bee that day about him playing the rest of the season in a hamster bubble so he doesn't get touched. And it's like,
He is the biggest phony I have ever seen in my life.
yeah, it's like, my
The
God. I
the
mean,
air brushes by him and he
yeah,
falls down.
soccer. Yeah, we brought soccer to professional basketball. Crazy.
Yeah.
So, but hey, I like this tiny Miami Lady says, we got clearance. We got clearance. We got
Clarence.
clearance. Give me ham on 5 and hold the mayo. Yes, exactly. So, but I tell you, I do like that. I agree with you. The '80s were a special time.
Yeah,
Which
that was a good 76ers team when you had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Maurice Cheeks, Anthony Toney, and Bobby
Yeah,
Jones, man. Oh, it's awesome. They
I'm
were
telling you,
awesome.
I'm telling you, I've if I could get, I need more time. But you know what? I promised somebody a long time ago about it'd be good to have an '80s music stream. But
Oh
that
yeah.
goes into so many different genres. But you got '80s music, '80s
Hmm.
movies, '80s sports.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place. It's like, I mean, and that would be like a 12-hour squirrel stream if we tried to do that. So,
We had a talk. This is before I started doing any online streaming with anybody. Me and my buddies from the campground. My brothers bought. That's where I got this mic from. He bought us all mics. He's like, we got to do podcasts where we sit down and we take a subject and we go, okay, best metal song, best metal album of all time, best this of all
mm-hmm,
time, and where the
yeah.
four of us will sit and argue about what we think is the best and our
Well,
favorites, because not always the same. Your
well,
favorite
it'd
may
be
not be what you
cool.
think is the best. Yeah.
Well, what we talked about, we kind of did it one night, but on a spur, but to do it planned out, bracket them like an NBA, like a sports bracket, like the tournament. Put 'em
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
have
Or
people
one of
vote.
those lists where they do the
Yeah,
tiers from S down to F tier.
yeah. I'm just laughing at this one because I keep forgetting JT's so young. Howard's the one that I kick around as the youngster, but it's like JT. It's like, yeah, I guess he is young. So it's like Jake's just so mature. He seems like an old guy. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. Well, Wes, is there anything else you want to talk about yourself? Anything we need to know? Anything you think that's interesting? And then we
About
might,
me, there's
yeah.
nothing. There's nothing really special or interesting. You know, you. What you may find interesting is just run of the mill stories I might throw out in passing. You'll hear stuff. Somebody will say something, and it'll remind me of something usually from childhood when we
Mm-hmm.
were, especially when we were down the campground. I go, oh, that reminds me of this story. I'm like Dr. Mallard from NCIS. Something reminds me of a story all the time, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
come out, and somebody will think, "Oh, that's interesting." To me, that was just something that we did. So, but no, nothing special comes off the top of my head. Uh,
Mrs., are you still here? I was just curious if Mrs. is still here, so I'm just gonna do this because I am going to bring up some stories. We'll try to do 3. West, I know you enjoy this game. A lot of people.
JT Kirk puts out a good. He says he's taught how to tell kids to stay off my lawn. I was waiting until I turned 55. I said, once I'm 55, I get a rocking chair I can put out on the front porch. So just so I can yell at people walking by, stay off my lawn.
That's nice. Okay, so the Mrs. is yes. So, oh, buddy said so
Oh
bad
yeah.
that Super
Bill
Nintendo had
Lambier.
Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
dirtiest player on the dirtiest team of the '80s.
We've got to we have to arrange a good stream like that just on sport. We're gonna have to do like an '80s series of sports, of music. It's like because and plan on at least 2 to 3 hours. So
Yeah.
it's okay. So let me see. I'm going to try to bring up another real quick. So folks, we got the great West Kagle with us tonight. I hope y'all have enjoyed listening to him a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of something silly for a bit. You know the game, you know you love it. It's we're in the USA. What we're going to do here. So we are going to. I'm pulling up another article so I can get them while we're doing it. You know, we're on the fly tonight. So yeah. See, I agree with this though. Everybody's softer now. I mean,
Yep.
I think they might be faster. They might have some things, but I still would like to see the newer guys had to play against the others in their prime. I mean,
Well, they all keep saying, "Oh, he's the new Jordan. He's better than Jordan." Yeah,
the rules are
never,
different. The way it's officiated
never.
are different too. There's so many things that are different. It's really hard to make a true comparison.
Well,
Uh,
Kobe Bryant, who was better than LeBron James, wasn't even as good as Michael Jordan, and he was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. I'm sorry if you're a Kobe Bryant fan, but there's never going to be another Jordan. Just like, I mean, if you talk about the greatest players in all the sports, Jordan has to be basketball. Gretzky has to be hockey. God, I couldn't venture the other two, football and baseball, but I mean those two are there's no contest in those two sports.
mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mrs. The first story is for you. Oh gosh, Isaiah telling team sweep the leg.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you know this game. We love it. You love it too. We it's where in the USA. So I will give you 3 states. I will give you 3 states, and you will give me the choice of where did this happen. All right. So, all right, here we go. We got. You're gonna love these choices, and I'm going to do what I did the other night. I'm sticking with 3 states. Okay, it will be the same 3 states. We have Florida, Tennessee, and New Jersey. No Wisconsin tonight. Sorry. But yeah, we're going to the same 3. Florida, Tennessee, and New Jersey. I wish Lisa was here because this would be the anti-Lisa theft deterrent, with this. Doing the same states each time. All right. Still, we got New Jersey. At least it's one of the choices. If it involves bad smell, pollution, or Chris Christie, it's New Jersey. Well, it might involve one of those, but hey, Melbourne, yes.
Crispy.
No Uber gross stuff, please.
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry with one of these stories, though, but there's 1 or 2 that might be, but
Uber gross stuff.
It's not like, no, it's, I will say no, it's not like that one with the woman from Mississippi. That was... Sorry about that the other night. That was like even that was that's going well over the top. All right. But this was a story that got the Mrs. Eye the other night. So let's see again. Florida, Tennessee, and New Jersey. All right. I know, buddy. I know. No, there's nothing like that particular one. I will put a warning on it next time when I get that bad. These are interesting, but nothing that bad. I don't think. Okay. Dr. Urine cuts P deal with prosecutors.
This is the guy's name?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. But the way the headline reads, they refer to him as Dr. Urine cuts P deal with prosecutors.
Oh, I think I get it. When
did this happen in Florida, Tennessee, or New Jersey?
Yeah, I want to say this is involving urine testing, like for drug testing. He was Dr. Urine because I'm getting the feeling he was Dr. Urine because he supplied clean urine to junkies. So we got to think of a heavy drug state and being so close to, such a big coast and being so far south near where all the drugs are coming in. I might say Florida, but that's my
Okay, you're gonna
reasoning
say
there. So.
Florida.
And I originally said Melbourne. That was for hungry. That was specifically for hungry.
Yeah. Oh wow. So, oh man. All right. Wow.
Miami's
So
one
let's
big
see.
peeing contest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Okay, I did this one. Yeah, Mrs. One got her eye last time. New Jersey. We got another New Jersey. Florida for one big peeing contest. So Snorter Poops wants to say New Jersey. So, all right. Anybody else out there with us tonight? Anybody else out there with us tonight that wants to guess how we go with this one? So, Snorter Poops wants to go with Jersey, but goes with Florida. Okay. All right. All right. So I'll give the answer in 5, 4. We got 15 people. We got 4 answers from the chat. So, all right. Thank y'all, folks. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Dr. Urine cuts P deal with prosecutors. Internist douse rival's office with gallons of fluid.
Oh, okay.
In a plea deal, a Florida doctor has admitted to dumping gallons of urine on the floor of a medical practice and has agreed to perform community service, pay restitution, and write a letter of apology to targets of his bodily waste and bombardment. So Florida, if you said Florida, you got it. It did sound like New Jersey, didn't it?
Got the right state, but my reasoning wasn't valid.
Yes, exactly. So yes, he had an agreement to complete a pretrial intervention program. The agreement states that he, quote, acknowledges and accepts responsibility for the urine attacks and that, quote, such acknowledgement is the first step in rehabilitation. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Uh-huh. He was busted twice for dousing a St. Petersburg doctor's office with gallons of fluid which had the odor of urine. So we've got the smelly, and we got Pinellas County.
God.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
So, yep. All right. So at least this is not that. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best. If you guys get stories and stupid criminals and dumb stories, send them to me. I like to use them. Unfortunately, this is one of the. Actually, there's another one that's not bad that I got right here. So in recent months, the defendant became upset with the victim over the business. So he moved his business due to certain contractual breaches, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. So he was accused of violating contractual obligations, forbidding him from engaging in competitive medical practice. During the business dispute, he launched his late-night urine offensives, which were recorded by surveillance cameras. Court records do not indicate where he sourced the urine. So as stipulated in the agreement, he paid $7,570 in restitution, about $1,000 in court costs and fees. Will also perform 20 hours of community service and be subject to random drug testing and psychological evaluation and treatment.
So he's got to give him pee more anyway.
Yeah.
That's one statement I never thought I'd ever hear. Late night urine assault.
I know. Arg. I know Snorter Poopus is what? His county, yeah. Gallons, yeah, what the frack. Oh, Snorter Poopus does not live there. Hey, there you go. Good night, B from O. Good to see you tonight.
Night, B.
Probably source. No, it's further south. That would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, there you go.
Thing. So let's see. Oh my gosh.
The Yellow River is in St. Petersburg, huh? It's not over in China.
Yes, exactly. So like I said, folks, if y'all find these any weird, interesting news stories, feel free to DM to me on Twitter, because I'm always on the lookout for things that are funny and not necessarily like involving bodily waste and stuff. I really not. I'm just going with the best stories that I can find. So the Yellow River is in St. Petersburg. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. I almost read the state titles again. I almost read the state and the title of the headline. So, all right. Well, remember, folks, we got Florida, Tennessee, and New Jersey. Accused burglar gives cops the Garden State salute. I just read the damn title. Fudge. What would you say the state would be, West Kagle, if I said accused burglar gives the cops the Garden State salute? Hello? Did we?
Oh, I muted. I muted myself. New Jersey. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. I read the damn headline, so
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know. So it's like, New Jersey.
Most people in North Jersey, they can't imagine why it's called the Garden State, but then you come down here where I'm at now, and you know why.
Yeah, because yeah. So how did New Jersey get the Garden State
Farms.
name?
There's farms everywhere. I mean, down here now, and once the spring starts coming in, you can smell all the tilled earth has that specific smell. You can smell it all over. And there used to be a lot of farms north even too, but they've all been sold off and built condos and housing developments on them all. So, but there used to be all farmlands. I mean, everywhere. All you can see.
That's what's happened a lot in our state is that we've had a lot of farm and stuff like that, but now it's like they it's just they end up all the and I'm not one to hippie or anything like that, but it's just like they all where the wildlife would have lived has been cutting up but does all usually either for apartment complexes, subdivisions, or storage rentals. And it's like, how much more storage do we need?
Yep. Well, they're buying. They a lot. They're getting offered big money. There was a farm where I lived up here in North Jersey. There was a farm in the town that I was living in, and there was a big to do about it because the town government decided they were going to seize this farm because they were under the impression that this family was going to sell it, and they didn't want it. They were seizing it under the guise of saying they were going to preserve it as open space or farmland because and everybody was like, oh, they got the whole town to agree to go against this poor family, and their farm was seized. And then less than a year later, they turned around and sold it themselves. The township sold it and developed the whole thing. I was like, you guys are full of crap.
Literally, yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, I since I blew that one up, I got one more story. I am going to change the states around this one a little bit. So we're going to pick on. We're going to do this. We're going to pick on the. Let's see. Okay, we are going to do this. We are going to take Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas. Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas. All right. Mm-hmm. You ready, West? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. Woman trashes burger joint over lack of chocolate ice cream. Woman trashes burger joint over lack of chocolate ice cream. Did this happen in Tennessee, Missouri, or Arkansas?
I would. I know. Arkansas gets their bad rap, and Tennessee gets their bad rap for different things, but it doesn't sound like this is the case. I'm leaning towards this is a Missouri nut job here.
Oh, you think so?
That's just a gut feeling. I have no other way to base it. That it just seems the most likely of the three. I don't know. I just say Missouri.
Yeah, I know. All right.
But don't get me wrong. It's this show me state. It's kind of middle of the road and everything. They got their nut jobs too. No, make no mistake.
I gotcha. All All right. Well, let's take a look at the people that are here still. We got 13 still with us. See, Mrs. says Arkansas. Oh gosh, JT Kirk, please, no names, but yes, no, it's not her. But there's an Arkansas, Arkansas, lemon pie misery. Buddy Hepburn says misery. Start a poopus. We don't be misery if it happened in Uranus, which is that we had a fun on that story on that place once. So I guess our phrasing's probably not that good there. So, all right. So are we ready? Ready for this one?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. All right. Come on. Just trying to get that thing to hide. There you go. Woman trashes St. Louis burger joint over lack of chocolate ice cream.
Here it is.
Missouri. Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, Missouri. Exactly. Incensed that a St. Louis hamburger joint, which was a Rally's, by the way, one of Mrs. favorite hamburger places, which I'm starting to get hungry for a late night hamburger. Mrs., we could make a run if you want. Incensed that a St. Louis hamburger had run out of chocolate ice cream, a female suspect went on a 2:25 a.m. rampage. See, it's not just the Waffle House.
No.
Breaking out the restaurant's windows with a baseball bat, spitting on employees. So they were apparently she wasn't caught. They were seeking the public's help in identifying the woman who trashed the hamburger outlet. According to a summary, investigators classified the incident as a burglary and listed 3 women as victims. The suspect, cops say, became, quote, enraged after ordering her food, and, quote, then used an aluminum baseball bat to break the glass windows of the business and threaten the victims, who were not injured. Investigators say the woman went ballistic after Rally's workers informed her they only have vanilla ice cream available. Mrs., that's happened to us before. I get there no damn chocolate. They're like, upon learning that there was no chocolate ice cream in stock, she spit on the employees and set upon the business's windows with a baseball bat. It's unclear whether the woman entered with a baseball bat or retreated from her car upon learning no chocolate ice cream. So then described the vehicle, and she was between 25 and 35, wearing blue jeans, green jacket, yellow shirt during the attack. There we go.
Wow.
That's it. I know.
Yeah, I told you they have nut jobs there. I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, I knew if Sci-Fi Mommy was here, I know she'd pick on her own state too. So it's a lot going on in those places. So, but yeah, it's I tell you, see, the one problem I have with Rally's is I'm not really a big fan of their fries, the seasoned fries. And that's just for me. But I know everybody's a little bit different, so it's good. All right. We've got to do this one story. We got to do this one story. Yeah, she never went to McDonald's for shake after 9. Yeah, exactly. Nothing's available at McDonald's. All right, we're going back to a good old classic here. All right, these are the state that started it all, and that means we're in the South. And we talked about them last night. The Waffle House, Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Man pleads to Waffle House tattoo theft.
Huh.
Floridian, you read the subtitle so that you can get kind of context. Floridian busted after refusing to pay $250.
I guess Florida.
Okay, you say Florida. All right.
You said it was a Floridian? Oh, he's not necessarily, it didn't happen necessarily in Florida. He's just a Floridian.
No, I didn't say Florida. Florida, Georgia, Alabama were the choices.
Yeah, but you said Floridian is accused of the theft.
Oh, I did do it. I did give the damn answer. See? Well, there you go. And people still worry, damn Eagle, Alabama. We got in Georgia. I gave y'all the answer. Nice job.
I guess they don't.
Florida.
Maybe they don't know what Floridian means.
I don't know, but hey, well, that's the problem with the subtext headline. The sub headlines is that anyway. Well, I was trying to give y'all context because see, here's I guess this is the tattoo he got that he didn't pay for. It is right here. Yeah. Thank you, Lemon Pie. He thought it was intentional, so but no, he did that. So look, the guilt was written all over his face, scratched out leg.
Yeah.
A Florida man caught today to a theft charge for refusing to pay $250 for a Waffle House tattoo that was inked on his right calf, according to court records. With not much of a defense available to him, he pled no contest to a misdemeanor charge related to his obtaining of the tattoo from a parlor. Where do you think this happened, Snortopoopas Cuber? Where do you think this happened, Snortopoopas Cuber? You were thinking Buffalo Bill was in the Waffle House. Yes. Snortopoopas, you got to tell me where you think this story happened. All right. The daily person on the daily bot over on Twitch is here, and I'm ready for them this time.
You got them.
Yeah, exactly. So let us ban them. All right. Thank you. All right. The bot comes in. I don't know if it's a time thing or based on the number of the thing. So, all right. Shoot. Somewhere on you. Okay. Well, Snortopoopas. Oh, man. If he's still here, he might be out. So he passed out. No, he was here earlier. I was hoping he would answer because I know he loves us so proud of that area down there. But from the tattoo parlor, he's snuffling. He is here. Snortopoopas, one guess the city where this happened, where the guy stole the tattoo. No, let's have another one which you reveal the answer to the question. Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, he is a free-range polar bear. Absolutely. I don't know how he's all over the place as much as he is. But, okay, well, we will say this. Yep. There you go. Snortopoopa had to drive to St. Pete to contribute to the Yellow River. And, yes, St. Petersburg, Florida is where this happened, too. Yes. The purloined tattoo was seen. I showed you the photo. After accepting the plea deal, the judge ordered him to pay $675 in fines, court costs, and fees. He had been drinking when he requested the 5-inch Waffle House tattoo in black and gray. It would have cost $100 more to have the logo rendered in the usual yellow. So when it came to pay the $250, who had only had $6, quote, refused all options to satisfy his debt. He was arrested and booked in the county jail where he spent the night before his $150 bond was posted by a neighbor at Well, it gets better. He spent the night before his $150 bond was posted by a neighbor at Clearwater's Avalon RV Resort. So we have a Clearwater sighting.
There you go.
Along with Yellowwater and St. Petersburg and all that. So, oh gosh, well, what a way to end it with that one. So we went over 2 hours with this tonight. Thank you all. Make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you subscribed. Thank you, West Kagle, for coming in, for hanging out and chilling and just chatting with us and letting people see a little bit more about you. And folks, share out the stream, send it to other people so we can, they can learn more about West if they were not here tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Snortopoopas, JT said I got kicked out of a hotel once in Clearwater. Yes. Clearwater is home of the mothership. That's what we hear.
Yep.
Take care of your human. And yes, thank you, Mrs. Fun show. That reminds us about getting kicked out of hotels. When Mrs. and I were in Baton Rouge last year, they would not let anybody, if they saw party favors, they were going to charge you $250 for cleaner already. And they had signs saying, do not have people, you're not, in a hotel, you cannot have guests in your room. And we're like, what is all this about? And they said, because people were having parties in there and trashing the place. So that was their way to deal with it. It
Yeah,
was insane.
punish everybody because you had some rotten apples. That's the way to do it. That's the way they always do it.
Well, that's usually what happens.
Yep.
I mean, at work, life, everything else. It's just.
Yep.
Hi, I'm still going live. Hi, Ang. Sorry, the bear came through.
No
The
problem.
bear came through for a second, passing some news. So JT said sup, Yang. So yeah, we might go get a drink or something before we turn in for the night. I know the Kentucky Wildcats are still playing, so I'm going to try to see the last part of that game. So Snort waves an honorary Paul, honorary Paul at the honorary bear. But hey, it was fun, Wes. I agree. I appreciate you being here tonight, and also, like I said, on Wednesdays and Fridays, I always appreciate you hanging out, and look forward to doing more in the future. So, any last comments? Any last words for you?
No. That I think we did a fairly good job of covering a lot of different topics. We were all did a lot covered a lot of different areas. So I think we did a good job covering what we needed to cover.
2 hours though, that was something. So
yes, sir.
I appreciate it. All right, like I said, folks, if you do send me if you see weird news stories that are not always so biologically dangerous, feel free to text them, DM them to me. Like Jess does food memes and stuff. And Jess, I know we need to do that. I need to do that sports name. Is it real or not? Sometime. I think I've lost the tweet again or the Instagram thing. So, but you lost by a bucket today. Dang. Well, Sanford did advance. So, all right. On that note, everybody, have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. You have a great one. We hope to. And you know what? We didn't even get to this one here from Old Man Cometh. I am so sorry. Wow, that's how crazy it was. Question. I have a question. The original. I'm so sorry, Old Man Cometh, for missing. I'm not getting back to this. I should have gotten back to it earlier. I didn't realize it was a question. Yeah, I agree. That's what I've said for a long time. The Disney trilogy was pointless. I mean, when you take away the Skywalker bloodline, it meant nothing. Yeah, it meant nothing. And of course, Buddy then had a stadium stuff drives him crazy for all sports. Broncos want a new stadium now. There's only 24 years old. Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the thing is. Jaguars are about to get a $1 billion stadium for a team that can't even friggin' make the playoffs consistently. So, and the owner's got a nice boat. On that note, everybody, good night. See you later, and good night all. Take care. We will see you next time. I don't know when that is, folks. Next scheduled stream is with Max Redstone next Wednesday night. But we shall see what will happen. Follow me on Twitter at DadManWalking55 for the latest. On that night, okay, finally, good night and take care. We'll see you later. Bye, all.
Good night.